What's up, guys? It's Chris. I am going to be making my second YouTube video. It's Wednesday, it's the day off. And this week, the thing that I wanted to go over was sales tips. Now, I have a piece of paper right here with a couple different things on it. That's why I might be looking up here. I came up with 5. Nothing crazy. I'm an amateur salesman. I sell gym memberships at LA Fitness. So these are just really smaller tips. Nothing going into super, no in-depth thoughts here. Just general tips on making your sale more proficient and more successful, hopefully. Some things that I've picked up, some things that I've been taught from my managers. First one I have is eye contact. Now, this is basic. In conversation, you should always be practicing this. Focus on someone's eyes as much as possible. The reason being, it makes you more trustworthy. When you're looking side to side and you're talking to people, it makes you look like you don't really know what you're talking about, or that you can't be trusted, and that your product might be not all that you say it is. So that's a huge one. You could be, someone might think that you're hiding something, you're keeping something back. Now, me working at a gym, I have to be very keen on eye contact, because especially when I'm going over prices and fees, we have an annual fee. I can't be, looking side to side like this when I'm like, yeah, we have a $49 annual fee. Like, you can't be sketchy like that. Body language is number 2. Sitting up straight is a huge thing. A lot of people, just slouch down. You can see me a little better. Just slouch down like this. You want to keep your shoulders high. Sorry, I accidentally hit that button. So the best thing you can do is just sit up straight and really give all your attention to that person. Arms, something that my manager now has taught me is that sitting like this, which I tend to do quite a bit, can seem like you're in a defensive stance. Standing up, I do this. Sitting at the desk, waiting for an answer, I'll be like this or like this. My manager had told me that you don't want to do that, because you look like you're defensive and that you're going to be getting into it with someone. Whereas if you're open, like what I learned to do was just put my hands flat on the desk like this, or just, set them down, just not crossed. And it just seems like you're more willing to negotiate. Now, with my pricing, I can't even negotiate. I have set pricing. I can list what I want to list. I can tell them what I want to tell them, but I really can't change anything. If they're unhappy with it, I really just have to build value, and we'll get into that in a second. So body language, huge thing for me. So number 1, we had eye contact. Number 2, we had body language. Positive body language creates positive conversation, in my opinion. If you're sitting up straight, they're not going to be like, oh, this kid's a bum, he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm 20 years old. I have someone that's almost 50 sitting next to me, and he's been in the industry for much longer than I have. So it's very important to hold yourself highly, keep that body language positive. Number 3, I have confidence. Number 3 and number 4 are going to run closely together, but there's a slight difference, and we'll get into that in a second. Confidence. Number 1, know your product like the back of your hand. Every salesperson basically knows this, but it is number 1. If you don't know what you're talking about, if they ask you a question and you can't answer that question, I'm not buying off you. If I'm the buyer, I'm not buying off you if you can't answer that question. I personally have been at my location that I'm at now for 8 months, 7 or 8 months. I've never done a single workout there, but I can tell you the entire layout of the gym sitting at my desk, which is at the front of the building. You can't see anything. I have a wall. You can't see anything. I can tell you the whole layout of the building, okay? Now, confidence, knowing your product comes with confidence. Number 2, if you're shaky in what you're saying and you're not confident in what you're saying, you're also going to seem like you're not trustworthy and that you're hiding something. It runs hand in hand with the eye contact. It's too much, If you're like, oh, yeah, you got to be firm. Firm is very important. Conviction is number 4. So we had number 1, eye contact. Number 2, body language. Number 3, confidence. Now, number 4 is conviction. Conviction and confidence run very similarly together. The difference between confidence and conviction is that conviction is more about believing in yourself and your product. Now, for me, that's very easy. I'm a fitness freak. I work out 5-6 days a week. It's important. It's health. It's important to everyone. Even if people don't do it, they know that it's important, and they know in the back of their head that they should be doing it, but they're not. Even something as simple as walking around the block. If you're sitting inside all day, you're not going to get it done, So conviction, by definition, is the quality of showing that one is firmly convinced of what one believes or says. Now, if you firmly believe in what you're saying, you will succeed and you will sell whatever you're selling better. If it's cars, if you firmly believe that that car will increase their life, something in their life, it's something, increase the fun they're having when they're driving, increase the safeness. With gyms, conviction for me is I let them know I work out 5-6 days a week. And the reason that I'm in good shape, and you can see that I'm physically in better shape than most of the people that are walking in the door to buy a gym membership. That makes sense. And I think that's also a motivating factor for them. It's not intimidating. I'm not like all roided up. I'm not huge. I'm in good shape. I keep myself together. Now, again, this runs hand in hand in confidence, but the difference is believing. Confidence is being firm, knowing what you're saying. Conviction is believing in what you're saying and believing that making them believe that whatever you're selling them is going to increase something in their life. I learned this impression of increase, or I think it's impression of increasing. Now, what that is Gerald Peters. I listened to a couple of podcasts by him. He's pretty good. You should check him out. He basically says that whatever you're selling, you want that person to know that they are getting an increase in their life somehow. And that's what I was talking about with the car. If it's going to increase safety for the family, if it's going to increase the entertainment factor of your driving. I love to drive. So when I'm older, I plan on having a GTR. Now, that is going to be a fun car to drive. So number 4, conviction. All right. Also, apologize if I'm all over the place. It's not too used to this. I'm getting better. But number 5 on the next page. Number 5 is don't drop pricing on the first objection. So we'll go over it again. Number 1, eye contact. Maintaining eye contact, very important. 2, body language. Positive body language, awesome. Confidence, know what you're talking about, know your product fully, 100%. Conviction, believe in what you're saying, help them believe that this will help them, that this will increase something in their life. Don't drop pricing. Number 5, don't drop pricing on the first objection. If you drop pricing on the first objection, you seem weak. You seem like you were holding something back the whole time. You weren't giving them all their options. Now, I'm not telling you to lie to people, but I'm telling you to build more value. And this starts from the moment you meet them. Your meet and greet should be perfect. You walk up, you shake their hand, you introduce yourself. Very nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in today. Hey, Sean, my name's Chris. How you doing? What can I help you out with? You want to be positive all the time. This will help you not have to drop in pricing. Now, sometimes you're going to get that cheapo that just won't do it. They just won't do it unless they get the certain price. We also have online pricing at LA Fitness. So what I like to do, because our online pricing is the cheapest startup, is I like to build the value so much and let people know that, basically if they're going to be there for 6 or 8 months, it is so much better to go with a higher startup cost because it will save you money later on. Especially if you're going to be with the company or the club with 3 or 4 years, you're going to save hundreds of dollars by putting more money up front. And building value is essential to getting that more money. More money is more commissions. That's everything, right? It's the reason we're there. Obviously, it's a fun job. I work in a gym. I'm around cool people all the time, but it's most important that I'm making money. And when I'm getting people to put more money up front, I'm getting more commission. All right? So don't drop on the first objection. Build value. All right, guys, that's just five simple tips. Not trying to make this too long. I'm going to have to cut it up real quick, but I hope you liked it. I hope you can use some of it if you're in sales. Even in everyday life, eye contact, very important. One other thing, just going to throw it in there. Present yourself nicely. Get a haircut if it's fucked up. Shave. I need to shave this. It's looking messy right now. It doesn't look good when it's all over the neck. If you don't have a full beard and you're having a hard time with that, get rid of that shit, all right? Same thing with the mustache. I got to shave this here. Get rid of it. Tuck your shirt in. If you don't have your shirt tucked in, make sure it's tucked in all day. The back comes out when I sit down. I make sure it's tucked in all day. Wear a belt. Wear nice dress shoes. And that doesn't have to be crazy expensive dress shoes. You can go to Kohl's and get dress shoes for $40-50 that look presentable. It's just make yourself look presentable. Very important. And invest in yourself, because investing in yourself is going to help you make more money. Since I got to Grand Ave, I was wearing the shirts that LA Fitness gives us. And the shirts that LA Fitness gives us, if you wash them a couple times, the label comes off. The label that's right here. I went on the company website and bought 5 polos. They're $43 a piece, whereas the ones the company gives us are $6 a piece. I bought 5 polos, which is what, $200, $200 plus dollars, because it's important for me to look professional. Okay? That's it, guys. I hope you liked it. Comment, let me know what you think. Use some of this stuff if you can. And have a great week. I'll see you next week.